Hello guys, this is lesson 12. I'm going to explain, come here, my dog is crying. She wants to be part of the video. She's gonna help me. Say hi, Cooper. She's very needy now that I've been home. Okay, so I'm gonna explain to you what you're gonna do today. I will do page 54 along with you. I know. I'll do page 54 along with you. Your assignment today is pages 55 to 57. So use what I'm teaching you now to complete your assignment for today. So we're looking at some word problems today. It will involve a couple different things. So we're going back to units earlier in the year when you were asked to multiply mixed numbers, subtract mixed numbers. She keeps coming in here. And adding mixed numbers. I already said that. Okay, so let's look at the first one together. Again, I'm on page 54, so you can do this page along with me. I will show my work on the whiteboard behind me. The first one says, Hanley is putting carpet in her house. She wants to carpet her living room, which measures 15 feet by 12 1/3 foot. She also wants to carpet her dining room, which is 10 1/4 foot times 10 1/3 feet. How many square feet of carpet will she need to cover both rooms? So automatically, I'm thinking, all right, she needs to cover 2 rooms, and it asks for how many square feet. So I know I'm finding area. The last question is, how many square feet of carpet will she need to cover both rooms? So it seems like at the end, I'm going to have to add the 2 rooms together to find out the total area. Okay, so first, where did my black marker go? Let's use red for now. So first, let's find the living room. They give us the dimensions of the living room. And those dimensions are 15 feet by 12 1/3 feet. Okay, so right now I want you to pause the video and you will find, you already have the length and the width. We've been doing area for a couple days now, so I think you guys are okay with it. Find the area of the living room based off of these two dimensions that I just gave you. All right, for this, after you paused, you should have gotten 185 feet squared. All right, there's the living room. Next, we need to find what's the other room? The dining room. The measurements are I should probably just keep this in my hand. The measurements are 10 1/4 foot and 10 1/3 foot. All right, now that we have those dimensions, I would like you to find the area. One thing, we multiplied a whole number and a mixed number here. On this one, you're asked to multiply a mixed number and a mixed number. So you're going to have to convert both of those into improper fractions. Then you're going to get an improper fraction as your product, and then you're going to have to change it into a mixed number. So please pause the video and find that now. Okay, if you paused the video and did your own work, you should have gotten 105 and 11, 12 feet squared. I'm just making sure that that's correct. Yes, it is. Okay, so we have found the area of the living room. We have found the area of the dining room. Now they want us to know what the total amount of square footage of carpet that she'll need for both. So to find that, we're going to have to add these two together. 185 feet squared plus 105 and 11/12 feet squared. So go ahead, pause the video, find that now. All right, when you added that, you should have gotten 290 and 11 12th feet squared. So to answer in a complete sentence, she will need 290 and 11/12 feet squared of carpet to cover both rooms. All right, let's move on to number 4. This is a 2-step problem. This eraser is not very good. All right, number 4 says, Fred cut 9 3/4 inch square of construction paper for an art project. He cut a square from the edge of the big rectangle whose sides measured 3 1/4 inches. They give us the picture. So on your page, this is what you're looking for. So basically the gray area is a shape that they had already had cut out. And then that little white piece right here, that's the part that they cut out of that shape. So the gray would be the original. The white cutout part is what they cut out. They've already given us the dimensions here. Part A asks, what is the area of the smaller square that Fred cut out? So I'm trying to find out what this little square is that he cut out. What is the area of that one? So if you look, it's kind of hard with this paper. If you look at what we've already been given, the length has already been shown for us. It's 3 1/4 inches. We don't know the width. However, they do tell us that this is a square. So I can assume that the other dimension is also 3 1/4, but I'm not going to be lazy. We are going to prove that that actually is the correct dimension. I don't want to just assume and then, we get the wrong thing. So we already know the length. Again, how do we do this? Because I don't know this part, I need to find out how I can figure that out. I'm sure I brought a pencil. If there was an imaginary line going all down here, say this had the line through it too. This width is the exact same as this width, right? We know that the entire width is 9 3/4 inches because they give it to us here, right? We know that this and this, these two smaller widths, are both 3 1/4 inch. So we can use what they've given us to find out this missing part, which is the same as that right there. So I know the whole thing. I know 2 of the parts, so what I can do is take the whole, which is 9 3/4, and I can subtract it by 3 1/4 and 3 1/4 again. Okay, so I'm going to take 9 3/4, and I'm going to take away the 2 parts. They're both 3 1/4. The reason I've added these 2 together is because I need to find out what their total is before I take it away from the larger total. So right now I want you to work this out on your own. Find that missing part. So you can go ahead and pause me. All right, you should have gotten 3 1/4 inches. Oopsies. When you solved this. And again, we did know that it was a square. So I did say it was probably going to be 3 1/4 because they told us it is a square, but I didn't want to make any assumptions just in case. Didn't want to be lazy. Okay, so now we know that the length is 3 1/4 inch, and so is the width. So what are they asking us to do? They want to find the area of the smaller square. So we know the length, we know the width, so to find the area, we multiply those 2 together. 3 1/4 times 3 1/4. I want you to pause me and solve that. All right, you should have gotten 10 9/16 inches squared. So the area of that smaller squared is this. Okay, we are not done. They also ask us, what is the area of the remaining paper? So the remaining paper is this gray part of the paper here. That is what is left over. They cut out the white part. This is what is remaining. So we have this bigger square, and then we have this smaller square that was cut out of it. So I'm going to call the bigger square, I need to first find the area of the bigger square and then subtract the smaller square from it. That's going to tell me what is remaining here. So we already know the area of the small square. This means area of small square. And we found that it was 10 and 9/16 inches squared. This is what I'm using from part A. Now I need to find the area of the big square. I'm doing area of B, that means area of the big square. Okay, so I need to multiply the length and the width, and when I'm looking at this page, remember it's a square, so we already know the length and the width. Not only do we know it's a square, but they've also given us both dimensions. So we are going to multiply 9 3/4 times 9 and 3/4. This is how we will find the area. Please pause me and solve this on your own. All right, you should have gotten 95 and 1/16 inches squared. All right, this is the area of the small square. This is the area of the big square. I'm trying to find out what is remaining of the big square. This is what it was before before Fred cut it. This is what he cut out. So to find what is still left, you are going to subtract these two. So we have 95 and 1/16 minus 10 and 9/16. All right, we are going way back with this subtraction. You guys might have forgotten how to do this at this point because we did it quite a while ago. So I know that I'm going to subtract my whole numbers and I'm going to subtract my fractions. So I first want to look at these fractions. I'm doing 1/16 minus 9/16. So right now I'm thinking I cannot subtract 9 from 1. So what we learned many, many months ago is that you need to borrow from the whole number to make this numerator into a bigger number that we can subtract 9 from. Okay? So remember, these are made up of wholes. 95 wholes, each of those wholes is 16. I'm taking one of those wholes away. So now it's becoming 94, and I'm adding those 16 wholes to this numerator here. So it was 1, I'm adding 16 to it, so now we have 17/16. Now I can go ahead and subtract. 94 minus 10 gets me 84. 17 minus 9 gets me 8. I didn't have to do anything with the denominator. They're already the same. I get 84 and 8/16. 8/16 needs to be simplified. 8/16 is the same as 1/2. So 84 and 1/2 is inches squared. So the remaining part of the square, the area, is 84 and 1/2 inches squared.